Hello everyone and welcome back to the RP Valley Voice. My name is Annika Bakamecker. Our top story tonight is the lingering cold front that wore off its welcome a long time ago. With consistent sub-zero temperatures, we thought it best to check in with the Rushford Public Works Department to get some important information. According to Director Roger Knudsen, with the recent prolonged cold weather conditions, the City of Rushford residents may have concerns related to city services. The Public Works Department follows a cold weather plan that ensures the water and sewer utilities function properly. Each fall, all the heating systems in well houses and lift stations are checked for proper operation. Winter operation of the water system allows for more frequent water exchange within the water tower to prevent freezing. The city's goal is to maintain water and sewer mains. Lateral water and sewer lines are the homeowner's responsibility. The city offers information that addresses frozen water services on its Facebook page. The city would encourage residents to familiarize themselves with the document and take action before cold weather sets in. Residents are urged to keep an eye on their water during a cold snap and run water, preferably in the basement close to the water meter, and check the temperature quality. If you experience problems, contact a reputable plumbing service or welding company to thaw the frozen water line. A rescheduled planned powder outage. The City of Rushford would like its residents to know that there is a planned power outage at 11:30 p.m. on March 2nd. It will go on for approximately 4 hours that night. Dairyland Power is continuing with their upgrading and maintenance of the feeder lines serving the City of Rushford along Highway 43 North. One of the important pieces of equipment needs to be changed out, an air switch, which cannot be done when the service is live. The work needs to be done as soon as possible when Dairyland has other work lined up and when they can get out in the field safely. Hopefully the weather will be cooperative as well. Please plan accordingly. Anyone with questions regarding this outage should contact the City of Rushford, the Rushford City Hall, at 507-864-244. The Fillmore County Public Health is offering COVID-19 vaccinations to county residencies and property owners aged 65 years and older, per the current Minnesota Department of Health guidelines. If you are interested in these vaccinations, go to www.co.fillmore.mn.us to complete the COVID-19 vaccine registration for age 65 plus. For help with this form, due to no smartphone or internet access, please call 507-765-2601 from Tuesday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. There is no voicemail option at this number because clients must speak directly with staff or enroll over the phone. Completing a vaccination form does not guarantee immediate appointment scheduling for vaccination. Some individuals may not be able to receive the vaccination due to health restrictions. In our last episode, we covered the cities of Rushford and Rushford Village. In this episode, we will focus on the City of Peterson. After a minute with Peterson Mayor Tim Hollum, RP Valley Chamber Director Jen Hengel will walk us through the news from the latest City Council meeting.
I'm Tim Holland, Mayor of City of Peterson. What's up new coming for spring of 2021? The city's looking at a new sign along the bike trail. Over here, we're trying to get ideas from it, so if there's anybody out there that has an idea on a sign, feel free to contact one of the council members or myself, and we can share it with the council. This spring, they like to kick off the groundbreaking. I think they've done some in the fall, but they want to get officially going on the museum edition. Hopefully we have that completed by end of summer. And then in this last month here meeting, we did discuss, we got a grant and now for the music in the park. So that is kind of on scheduled for this upcoming summer. We got 4 music events in the park, so hopefully everything works out there that we can keep this going. So,
a City of Peterson City Council update. Mayor Tim Hollum and council members Dave Colbinson, Gail Boyum, Tracy Sealbinder, and Chris Stenzel meet the second Wednesday of every month at 6 p.m. The council met on February 10th. Their meetings are in person or via Zoom upon request. A new welcome sign along the Root River Trail is being designed. The current Rodenburg sign is unstable and deteriorating. The council's discussion included for the new sign, that they want to tie in the town's Norwegian heritage, use local contractors, and have visitors greeted by one of Peterson's giant gnomes, of course. Another agenda item was the Peterson Station Museum addition. The museum is owned by the City of Peterson and operated by longtime volunteer John Erickson. An addition is being planned to the north of the building, off of the first annex to the Peterson Station. The Friends of Peterson, a nonprofit organization with the mission of promoting Peterson, has been assisting Mr. Erickson with all fundraising efforts. They began fundraising late last summer by reaching out to past graduates and others. The project goal is $60,000, and to date, $51,500 has been raised. A groundbreaking took place in early November 2020, and it is anticipated that construction can begin this spring. So the Friends of Peterson and Mr. Erickson now are doing a final push for the remaining $8,500. All donations are welcome, with funds being sent to the 2020 Peterson Museum Building Fund, P.O. Box 233, Peterson, Minnesota 55962. Or you can drop off donations at Merchants Bank in Rushford, Minnesota. Another agenda item at the last meeting was the approval of the Friends of Peterson being allowed to use city property for their events. At this time, several city events are being planned with the volunteer group Friends of Peterson. A scaled-down Gameldog is planned for June 26th. Music at the Peterson Bandstand will include Molly B on July 18th, Troubleshooter on July 25th, Wayne and the Boys on August 1st, and the Rutabaga Brothers on August 8th. Taste of the Trail will be September 11th in Peterson, and Christmas in Peterson will happen on December 11th. As you may know, the City of Peterson now has Harder's trash and recycling service as for their provider, and new trash rates became effective on January 20th. These will be reflected on your February bill. Pickup days in Peterson is on Tuesday every week for trash and every other week for recycling. For the month of March, the trash and recycling days will be March 2nd and 16th. So now all three cities in the Rushford-Peterson Valley are now using Harder's trash and recycling services. So some of the pointers in the last City of Peterson newsletter will actually benefit all of the city residents. So make sure your arrows on your garbage tote lid are pointing out towards the road. Keep totes at least 3 feet away from mailboxes, trees, or parked vehicles, and place totes on the boulevard within 1 foot of the curb or in the street with wheels touching the curb. The lid on your trash tote must be closed to a substantial degree. Common reasons for missed collection are that the cart is not placed properly, your trash is outside of the tote, or your trash tote has been placed on a snowbank.
And now for some more updates brought to you by the RP Valley Chamber of Commerce. A reminder that our local bars and restaurants are now open and may remain open until 11 p.m. Indoor dining is restricted to 50% capacity and a maximum of 250 persons. There could be no more than 6 people at a party, and each party must be separated by a 6-foot distance. Bar seating is now open to 2 people at a table. Masks must be worn unless you are seated with food or beverage. Businesses that applied for the most recent round of Fillmore County Business Relief Grant, funded by the state of Minnesota, will need to wait a little longer to see if they have received the grant or not. The county subcommittee has finished reviewing the request, which totaled more than $1.8 million, in which now they must work through how to get the amount of $415,000 that is available for those who qualify. The state gave counties until April 15th to disperse the funds, but it could be sooner depending on how each county's process goes along. A reminder to local businesses that the federal SBA Payroll Protection Program Phase 2 is now accepting applications at local lenders. At Merchant State Bank and at Rushford State Bank, you can apply as a first-time applicant, or certain businesses who have previously received a Payroll Protection Program loan may apply for a second draw. These loans may be forgivable, so please contact your local lender for more information. Since last May, the Chamber has been working with Main Street to Me to create an online shopping platform to our local businesses. Go to rpvalley.mainstreettome.com to view menus or products, shop online from some businesses, or access existing online shopping sites for several of our local businesses. We hope to soon have a couple restaurants offering the ability to place online orders, so stay tuned for more progress. More business updates in the RP area. Norsen Lefse closed its storefront in December, and although the storefront is still currently closed, Lefse is now in full production.
We're closed here after the holidays briefly to do some upkeep and cleaning and things like that, but now we're back in production, which is seasonally what we normally do. We've kind of shut the bakery and the restaurant down for different reasons of the time of the year and the COVID and everything, so we're just kind of stepping back. Focusing a little bit more on our online business, which has really grown. And we do have a website, which we've had for years, and that has grown. But we've also used some of the other marketplaces out there, Amazon probably being the major player there. We've learned a lot how to use Amazon. So you want to have your products in their store, basically. You can manage a lot from a computer screen, meaning inventory and find products and put them online. So we're still learning a lot how that all works. So right now, if somebody wanted to buy Lefse or come, just call. It might be the easiest way. Then we'll know what hours we're here. Yes, we still fulfill orders here. We still make product here.
The lobby of Merchants Bank has been reopened since February 8th and is operating with safety measures in place that follow state agency guidelines. Merchants continues to ask its customers to use alternative banking options such as online and mobile banking, using the drive-through, telephone banking, calling your branch whenever possible. In an effort to be more welcoming to our new residents to find housing in our area, the Chamber found an effort a couple years ago to gather information about rental vacancies. In rural areas, it can be difficult to find out about available rentals. Each month, the Chamber contacts several participating rental property owners to identify new opportunities. Any vacancies are then shared with local city officers and large employers, or directly with people who call or email the Chamber. The Rushford American Legion will kick off its reopening with a Color Guard fundraiser on Sunday, February 21st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. A full meal is offered at $10 and carryouts are available as well. The Color Guard typically attends several events, funerals, and other ceremonies throughout the year. And the funds raised from this event will go towards maintaining the uniforms, rifles, and flags, as well as travel expenses. Make plans to support this cause by attending the fundraiser. And remember, a mask is required unless seated at a table with food and beverage. Although the fundraiser ends at 1 p.m., the Legion will remain open for patrons later that evening. Starting on February 22nd, the Legion will be open daily from 12 noon until close. Burger nights will resume on February 23rd, and the back room will be available for event rentals. The RP Valley Voice will be highlighting one of our emergency service departments each week, beginning with last week's visit with Lynn Humble. We hope that through these recurring segments, you will get to better know and appreciate the services our community has to offer and the people that make them a reality. Interested members of the community are encouraged to step up and serve in order that the RP Valley can continue to provide the quality and care of services that we have grown accustomed to. Here to introduce you to the Rushford Fire Department is Chief Chad Rasmussen.
Hi, my name is Chad Rasmussen, Chief of the Rushford Fire Department. I've been Chief for going on 4 years. I've been on the department for 23 years. We have about 28 members right now. We just had 2 retirees. We average probably around 50 calls a year. Anytime anybody has any kind of accident, any kind of fire, any kind of a lost person, somebody in the river, they're looking for, they usually call the fire department. We work pretty close with the ambulance. So if you call the fire department, we've got these pagers. Your phone call goes to Fillmore County internal page, the fire department. Each fireman wears one of these. It will beep several times, very loud. Once the dispatch tells us, or Fillmore County tells us what the call is, we all kind of come down here. We get our gear on. We make sure everybody gets in the right truck where they're needed the most. Then we'll talk about kind of the call on the way there between the officers and make sure we know what we're going to be doing. And then once we get to your house or to the car or wherever we're going, then we'll look over the scene before we put people out there, so we make sure we got the right people with the right tools. The big thing right now is it's cold out, and make sure that your carbon monoxide detectors are working. Check your smoke detector batteries, make sure they're working. And if you get outside and you want to go around, make sure that you shovel around your vents from your heater and your dryer and stuff like that, so the ventilation is right, so that carbon monoxide doesn't come in and do damage in your house to you or your family. We work really good with the community. This year, because of COVID, we didn't get to have our open house, and we didn't get our donation letter sent out, so we lost quite a bit of money this year, but we didn't think it was the right time with everything going on to really send a letter out. So yeah, we like to stay in touch with everybody. If anybody has any questions about the fire department, don't hesitate to get a hold of me. So one thing I want to remind everybody is it's cold out, the roads are slippery. Sometimes if you don't have to be out on the road, don't go out, but if you do and something does happen, just know that the fire department will be there for you. So take care this winter, and maybe we'll talk again this summer.
Thank you, Chad. For many years, Rushford area Cub Scouts have hung grocery bags on the doorknobs of local residencies to collect food donations during the month of March, and collecting them a week later to bring to the food shelf. This year, Cub Scout Pack 53 is doing things a little differently due to the pandemic.
The Cub Scout Help to March food drive each year. Pack 53 of the Rushford Peterson area will have cans to collect monetary donations at local businesses for the month of March. Donations can also be mailed to Rushford Foods Shelf, P.O. Box 549, Rushford. The Cub Scouts cannot gather food this year because of COVID. The Rushford Food Shelf serves an average of 200 people per month. Thank you for supporting the food shelf.
Thank you, Mannix. Look for donation cans at local businesses beginning on March 1st. And now it's that time of year that everyone looks forward to, Girl Scout Cookie Time. Here are 2 local Girl Scouts to tell you just what you need to know about this year's cookie sales.
Hi, I'm Kirsten. I'm a Daisy Girl Scout. Hi, I'm Kendall. I'm a Brownie Girl Scout. Our troop is selling Girl Scout cookies for service projects. These are the cookies we have this year. Toast, yeah, that one is new. Girl Scout s'mores, lemonades, shortbread, thin mints, peanut butter patties, caramel delights, which is my favorite. Peanut butter sandwiches is my favorite. And the gluten-free caramel chocolate chip cookies. What's your favorite cookie? Caramel delights. What's yours? The peanut butter sandwiches. Thank you for supporting the Girl Scouts.
Thank you, girls. Want to support the Girl Scouts but don't want to buy the cookies? The Cookie Care program donates cookies to our military and local heroes. Last year, the Rushford Police, Ambulance, and Fire Departments, as well as healthcare workers at Good Shepherd and Winona Health, received cookies through this program. This is the only fundraiser that the girls will be doing this year, and the money raised is used for troop meetings, field trips, donations to local heroes, as well as projects in the RP area. Cookie sales run from February 20th until April 2nd. Cookies can be direct shipped or porch dropped to local residencies. To place your order, please contact Troop Leader Chelsea O'Donnell by voice or text at 507-357-5777.
RP School Updates, a reminder that all home and away games and meets can be viewed virtually by accessing the links available from the RP Schools homepage. Go to r-pschools.com and find RP Activities, live video streaming in the left side menu. Since our last episode, the RP girls basketball team lost to Fillmore Central 33-60, won against Mabel Canton 55-34, and lost to PEM 51-87. The girls' record is now 2-6 for the season. They next play Lewiston Altura on February 18th, Caledonia home on February 23rd, Chatfield home on February 26th, and Cotter on March 1st. High scorers for the Trojans this season are Kaylee Ruberg with 40 points, Elena Helgamo with 26 points, and Emery Jacobson with 22 points. In the past 2 weeks, the RP basketball team won against Fillmore Central 86-59 and Cotter 54-35, and lost to Chatfield 48-51 and Pem 33-53. Their record is now 5-4 for the season. Upcoming games are Houston home on February 18th, Caledonia on February 23rd, and Cotter home on March 1st. High scorers this season are Justin Rodenburg with 144 points, Luke O'Hare with 111 points, and Trey Olson with 57 points. So far this season, the Lewiston Altura Rushford Peterson wrestling team has had 8 triangular meets as of this recording, and their team record is 8 wins and 8 losses. According to the February 18th to March 2nd schedule, the team has 6 meets lined up. The Lewiston Altura Rushford Peterson dance team will host the Three Rivers Conference meet at RP schools on Saturday, February 20th. All performances may be viewed by going to YouTube and searching RP activities. The team for performances will be spread out through the day. The 9 a.m. performances are LARP, Houston and Fillmore Central. At 11:30 a.m. is Chatfield, St. Charles, and Dover Yoda. At 1:30 p.m. is Kingsland and Pem, and at 3 p.m. is Wabasha, Kellogg, and Southland. The LARP dancers have had 3 competitions so far this year. The speech team season has started for 2021. Zanessa Anderson places second at JM Invitational. There are a few changes this season when it comes to the speech team and its season this year. As of now, all the invitationals and the Three Rivers Conference are to be held virtually. The students will perform via their computers. Each student will be in his or her own classroom at the high school. The only category of the 13 that is videotaped ahead of time is the duo interpretation category. Unless the partners are family members, this will also be done with each student being in separate rooms. The Zoom performances will be taped and uploaded to the school account the day of the contest. When it gets closer to subsections and sections, the decision will be made to stay virtual or move to in-person. This was a large contest including AA and A schools from Farmington, Jordan, Kenyon-Wanamingo, Mayo High School, Cotter, Cannon Falls, Chatfield, Lewiston, Faribault, Owatonna, Rochester Century, John Marshall, Byron, Red Wing, Zumbrota Mazeppa, and New Prague. One of the pluses of this year that no one has to travel that far, just to their school at the most. Zanessa was the only member competing this weekend. Many of the members were also members of the One Act Playcast and crew.
This week in art and entertainment news, the Rushford Area Society of the Arts will be resuming their meetings this Sunday. The board, which has been on hiatus for quite some time, is now discussing the possibility of a summer production. Stay tuned in the RP Valley Voice for more about this story. Also this Sunday, Troubleshooter, a longtime favorite band of the greater RP Valley area, will be hosting a live stream on their YouTube channel beginning at 4 p.m. This event will feature past and current band members, including Derek Berg and Dan Erickson, some old members. Troubleshooter has been actively producing online content throughout the pandemic to the delight of their audience. Tune in on Sunday at 4 p.m. to hear the good stories, live music, and what the band is up to now. If you are unable to watch it live, it'll still be on YouTube later for you to watch at your enjoyment. This week, we had a chance to sit down with Rushford's Matt Rodenburg. You may know Matt from his days writing from the Tri-County Record, as well as several on-stage appearances with shows including The Tin Man and the Wizard of Oz and Ralph Rotting Grape in the murder mystery Wine and Dine Dinner Theater that he authored and directed himself. Tonight, Matt is here to tell us some of his latest endeavors.
Thanks, Annika. So about 4 years ago, I started a podcast called Movies on a Monday with a friend of mine from college named Terrence. Our idea was we wanted to talk about movies every single week. So we have this podcast that will air weekly on a Monday, or at least as close to Monday as we can try. And so after the success of that podcast, I started wanting to branch out a little bit in the last couple months. So I contacted a friend of mine also from college who knows more about TV than anyone that I know. And I said, said, hey, do you want to join me in a TV podcast? And he's like, I'd love to. So we started pulling together some ideas and topics, and we filmed some episodes, recorded them. And so we started that podcast as well. So now I have active Movies on a Monday and TV Guys podcast. So every week you can catch either one of those podcast episodes. You can find them on any local streaming site that you can think of, everything from iTunes to Spotify, Audible, and then also we're on Facebook as well, and on Twitter for TV Guys at TV Guys 1. These are a lot of fun to listen to. Terrence and I on Movies on a Monday, and Brian and I on TV Guys, we have a blast. Most recently we did top couples. Actually, on both of these sites we did them. So we had top TV couples for Valentine's Day, and then we had top movie couples. And so with the new TV Guys one, we talk about a wide variety. We've talked about shows all the way back from Flintstones all the way up to more modern ones like Cobra Kai, and so a wide variety there. So if that sounds up your alley, we're also in our top 20 for Movies on a Monday, our top 20 movies of all time. We're talking about our lists. So definitely check it out. Reach out to us. We love to hear feedback. Thank you, Annika.
Thank you, Matt. And finally, tonight we would like to debut a new segment that informs the listener about some of the most notable, newsworthy, or downright entertaining aspects of our local past. Here to tell you a little bit more about that is Derek Berg.
Hi folks, do you know that here in the RP Valley we have a wealth of free entertainment available to us? I'm talking about historical documents which are available at the Rushford Public Library and at the Depot. For instance, Doc Drybold's History of Rushford books. We'd like to give you a sneak peek today into what we hope will be a recurring segment here at the RP Valley Voice, because we love our local history and we want you to love it too. So let's take a step back into time and look at Olden Days Today. 1872 was apparently a very interesting year. The Woodward building on Maple Street has been rented to a certain quote-unquote gilt-edged woman of some ill repute, the exponent of the ability of a woman to make an honest living, named Sarah Davis, also known as Old Sal. The supposition is the neighbors, not approving of men and such, burned the place to the ground before it could become her virtuous and happy home. Now you think you're cold, but in 1872 there was a young Spring Grove man that was brought to this town and is staying at the Stone Hotel. Unfortunately, he was so badly frozen that his both feet and both hands had to be amputated. He came from Norway, but apparently has family living here in town. John Anderson and his workman Eric were in a wagon heading for threshing, and they had nothing to drink in the wagon except beer and whiskey. They ended up tumbling out of the wagon and fighting, and Mr. Anderson drew out a revolver where he shot Eric in the arm. The ball went through his jacket and shirt, but stopped at his extra thick skin, where it rolled harmlessly out his sleeve and onto the ground. Since they were threshing, they couldn't get to town right away to see the constable. But when they did it later in the week, the police were informed, and Mr. Anderson was taken into custody with a $200 bail. There's also a horse epidemic going around where apparently 2 horses in town have died already. They say that the cure lies in skinning a dog and taking the skin of the dog and putting it on the horse's head. It does no harm to the horse and apparently helps get rid of excess dogs. There's nothing more I can say. And that is Olden Days Today.
Thank you, Derek. We have new episodes of this show every other Thursday, and they debut on the RP Access channel. They also debut on the Rushford Chamber website, the Rushford Chamber YouTube page, as well as on Facebook. Thank you for tuning in to the RP Valley Voice. Signing off is Annika Baca-Meckern.